as the game continues to mature.
Yeah, definitely. You know, Blizzard still has two full expansions that they can add new units, perhaps help PvP just a little bit. Right now, Stalkers, Sentries, you know, perhaps maybe even the change to the Warp Prism may open up a new realm of possibilities as we now see Hasu spawning as the green Protoss player on the bottom left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, Gosu Hwansin spawning as the pretty in pink Protoss on the top right-hand side. Zelnaga Caverns, only two spawning locations. And would you be surprised to see anything but gateway units, stalkers, and perhaps an observer and a robotics facility, and some immortals? Excuse me.
Well, I mean, the map has been played to death, basically. As we were mentioning, it's one of those maps that's basically survived through all the seasons, along with Metalopolis up until this last season. And I think it's a map that, if you play it defensive style with gateways and maybe an early robo, you can definitely hold off some all-in warp gate pressure. Because that ramp is small, you can get the one force field down. And I think definitely a change in the patch, which is going to help in PvP, is the reduced sight on ramps. I think that's definitely going to make at least Blink Stalkers a little less powerful, and perhaps making defending as a Protoss a little bit easier, as you are not going to be able to see up that ramp if you do get a force field at the bottom of it. So I think that'll definitely help a little bit, but do I expect to see anything but Gateway and probably early Robo? Probably not. I think we've seen relatively standard play from Hasu.
Yeah, pretty much standard play coming in from both sides already. It is a mirror match. However, Hasu did scout a little bit earlier. That is why all of his production buildings are a little bit behind. Also, one of the changes in 1.4 that a lot of Protoss players forget about, or I don't know if they forgot about it, but the additional +1 range on the Immortal, which will definitely help out, as Immortals won't be stuck dancing behind Stalkers in this Protoss versus Protoss. And as I've said in the past, normally Immortals are really good at dealing with Stalkers as long as they're able to fight. If you take them out of the equation because of range, then the Immortal might as well not be there, as the Stalkers finish off other Stalkers, and then you just focus fire and get past all those hardened shields. So we'll see who's going to blink first who's going to blink first here, who's going to tip their hand. You can see a lot of energy saved up on both Nexuses, I believe, and it does look like a 4-gate or some variation of a 4-gate from both sides.
Well, we had a little bit faster second gas from our pretty and pink Protoss player, so I think that might factor in a little bit. He's going to be able to come out with a few more early tech units, but he's going to be a little bit behind, perhaps throwing down another gateway. But you know, both players do have their second gas. Hasu actually hasn't been mining off his second gas, so I'm not sure if that's a mistake or whether he wanted to throw down that gas to throw off any sort of scouting that might have come in. At the moment, he is coming with the Chrono boosted cybernetics core and just working off one gate, as we do see a second gate on the way for Gosu's Hwansin. So at the moment, Hasu just chronoing out a number of Stalkers, wants to make sure that he is, has map control. He has both towers here. No probe is going to be able to get across the field here for Hwansin without being seen here by Hasu.
Yeah, Hasu now going into the Twilight Council, and we'll see what's going to be happening here, as he is now also adding those all-important gateways, adding a third gateway as well. He will eventually get that fourth gateway, but he needs to get a lot of micro off of these Stalkers, as we are now going to be seeing perhaps a proxy pylon already set up. These gateways are just itching and ready to turn into warp gates as soon as this cybernetics core is finished researching. You need about another 10 seconds or so, then another 10 seconds for that warp gate upgrade to actually be applied, and the Stalkers are in a slight retreat as Hwansin is already warping in a pylon. He has the minerals saved up, and a double pylon now being built down over here. This may be a problem.
Yeah, definitely going to be a problem, as Hasu just doesn't have the gateways to compete with this. He is throwing down another late fourth gateway, but Hwansin is going to have his gateways complete first. There's no sentry out to force field off this ramp as well. Not that it really matters, as these pylons have finished, and now I think Hwansin just going to push in here and take down all these units and probably win a quick one.
Yeah, I believe the 4-gate timing from Hwansin was just a little bit too much. You can see the gateway now coming in, the Cybernet or the Twilight Council trying to research Blink, but it's not going to matter very much at all. And there is the GG. So Hwansin now 1 win away from the reverse all kill.
Yeah, and that was a Grandmaster level 4 gate there. He had the double pylon, so even if you kill one of those pylons and focus it down, he's going to be able to warp in on the high ground. That came around 6 minutes 10 seconds, so that's pretty much the fastest that you're going to be able to get the 4 gate going there at this level. So I mean, basically we saw the perfect execution of a very basic build that we've seen countless times, and Hasu just wasn't able to handle it with the builder he went.